Hey friends, welcome to Only Little Coder. In this video, we are going to look at a new trending Python package that's called easyocr. So as the name suggests, that it helps you in recognizing characters from any sort of images. And the good thing about this particular package is that it supports 40 plus languages, that includes Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Thai, and also of course English. So if you have a mix of language, still it can work. So currently it supports 42 languages, but if you actually go to the issues and PR, you could see a lot of language requests people have added, and the developer is working on adding these things. So let's get straight into the package and see how we can utilize it. The first one is, this package is based on Pytorch. So if you have a GPU, it can work very fast, but if you do not have a GPU, still it can work, but it would take a little bit of time. So in that case, if you do not have GPU, you have to explicitly mention that GPU is equal to false. But otherwise, if you have a GPU, or if you are using Google Colab, so it should work very well. We are going to see how to use it. So one caveat is that if you are using a Windows machine, you have to explicitly first install Pytorch and then you have to install this package. But if you are using Mac or Linux or any other Unix environment, you don't have to bother about it. So let's go ahead and install pip install OCR. So pip install OCR. I have not changed my Colab runtime yet to GPU. We'll install it. Once we install it, most likely we have to change the runtime, and before we do that, let's change it to GPU and then we'll install it. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and pick an image that we want to do. So pixel billboard, let's look for pixel billboard. We can pick this image, image location. Let's open an image location, and then you could see, okay, it opens an image, view image. So this is the image that we are going to use to do image recognition. So let's see, the package has been installed, but due to a mismatch of pillow, you have to restart the runtime. So let's first restart the runtime. Once we restart the runtime, please remember that we still have we have it in CPU. We have to change it to GPU so that this package can work faster, because it uses deep learning behind it. So you could see that it is initializing. Now you have successfully connected to a GPU. So let's first call the package OCR and see if it works fine. Oops, it is not working fine. Let us run it once more. We have to install it again, I think. So once we install it, it's asking you to restart the runtime. It's reinitializing. Once it reinitializes, import easyocr. Hopefully it works. Seems it is working. So the next function is, you have to download the model that you want. So the way you can do is, you can download multiple languages or you can do single language. In this case, we don't want multiple languages, so I'll just download English. And this is the place where if you do not have a GPU, you are going to say GPU is equal to false, but by default GPU is equal to true. So download the language model, and then you're going to pick the image. But right now in this case, we don't have an image. So what we are going to do is, we are going to first download the image. Let's download it. Okay, it's still downloading. Once the download completes, we can download the image. Request url lib.request.retrieve will directly download the image that you want. In this case, it's the image. We don't want these parameters. Let's just take the JPEG, and you want to give the file name that you want. File name is equal to, let's say, I'll say some local file, input file dot JPEG, sorry, JPG, and okay, URL retrieve does not have retrieve as. Let's check, or we can say URL retrieve. Okay, that's called URL retrieve, my bad. So downloaded. So let's check our current working space to see if that file is there. if that file is there, we can, okay, the input file is there. So now the next thing is, let's take the code to just display HTML image or collab. It's a small code that I forgot. Okay, so now this is there. Let us open our input file JPG. Now you know that this is the image. Okay, so now next thing what we are trying to do is we are trying to use the model that we downloaded, in this case the English language model, and then we are going to parse this image. So in this case input file .jpg. So it's the same step for any language. It's not entirely new. Okay, I should have, it's very fast. If you see it in GPU mode, it will be very slow. So I'm going to assign it to the result, and the result usually has, result is a list of list. So you can see that it has three main components. One is the bounding box, the coordinates for you to make bounding box. The second one is the text, and the third one is the confidence level in which it is predicting. So what we need is, we just need the text. So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to say first len of result. I've got how many elements? I've got 6. Okay, so I'm going to say range of, for I in range of print of result. I want every ith iteration, I want the second element, actually the third element, but it is 0 index. Oops, sorry, on the first one. And then you can see that it says pixel 4a. Okay, let me reduce the zoom of my browser, and we can see pixel 4a, the new Google phone. So yeah, that is we have successfully used object character recognition for English language. So let's just to see that maybe if we are lucky or we want to check for some other billboard. So let's see some other billboard. So let's take some Uber billboard. Billboard. Okay, let's take this and then find, copy image location and go back and give the image. Hopefully the image gets downloaded without any HTTP error. Successfully it's downloaded. So let's see if the image is latest. So it's the latest image. So it says AC car rides in 5 minutes, all this. And now we are trying to do recognition. Once that is done, we are trying to print the text. So AC car rides in 5 minutes. And then there is Uber, and it says pay with cash or Paytm wallet, first ride free. Oh, it has also recognized the asterisk over there. Use code NCR9, download. I think this thing has blocked it. Download the Uber app, and you can see that apply info uber.com. So that is also available there. So it does a very good job of doing the character recognition. So you can do it for all these languages that they have listed. It is simple 3-step: load the package, download the language model, or in this case the model that you want to use for recognition, and then you can pass on the JPEG. You can either pass on the JPEG or you can read that image with OpenCV, and also you can pass it as a byte file. So you can do anything. So you can use Pillow, or you can use OpenCV, or you can just give the image path, and then you can just download the model, whatever model you want, and you get this result, beautiful result like this. It can be used for any purpose. So as long as you can leverage GPU, it is really fast. If you do not have GPU, it takes a considerable amount of time, but still given the coverage that they have got 40+ languages, and you can still see a lot of labels where language request, there is Greek, Gregorian, Persian, Tamil. So all these language supports are there. So it should the coverage should really increase. So if you really like this package, please give a star to the developer so that it motivates them. And we don't really have a lot of names to thank, but what we can probably do is we can see any name that is currently available. Ratpong Kitinaradon. So thank you for the developer who made it available for us, this optical